Welcome to Bitter Reality Brewing. Yes, Drew's here. He's gonna be doing the taste test. I've got some information for you in this video. Towards the end, I'm gonna tell you what I would have done different and why. Not a bad beer. He hasn't even tried it. But don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing. Yeah, this is gonna be the lager, the Mexican lime lager, the minute rice lager, the whatever you wanna call it. I threw the lime zest in because I really like lime lagers, especially the Mexican style, and I just want to try it. This thing fermented, or actually original gravity was 1.059, should have gotten down to 1.010, we hit 1.012, and it just stopped. So I was afraid it was gonna be a little sweet. I did try it a little early on, wasn't impressed. It's aged much smoother now. I haven't tried it as of, since 4th of July pretty much, so.
Not too long ago.
Not too long ago. He hasn't tried it at all. It's gonna seem like a fraction of a second to you. It's gonna seem like a couple minutes to me, but we're gonna pour it and do a taste testing. Okay, that was the first pour, and that's a beautiful pour with a nice head on it. I'll give that to Drew. I'm not gonna, as I say, poison the tree. I'm gonna let him do the first taste testing. I'm just gonna sit back and sip it and enjoy it. I did add almost 2 ounces of lime zest towards the end of the boil.
I can smell the lime.
I actually haven't noticed the lime until just now. I finally taste it.
It's a little sweet.
Okay. I felt it was a little sweet initially. I don't feel it's as sweet now. Here's one major thing I did different, and this is one of 2 things I'm gonna change next. Actually, one of 3 things I'm gonna change next time. One, the original lime lager we brewed last year. I used corn. I will probably use corn again, although that might not be the issue. I'm thinking this is very similar with rice instead of corn, but I may use corn next time. I really enjoyed the corn. The big key is that the brewing salts. The brewing salts originally were formulated for a dry beer, a light dry Pilsner. This time I formulated them for a balanced, that was it, a balanced light Pilsner. And that balance is going to allow a little bit more of that residual sweetness to shine. It's gonna give it a little more body too, just a hint more body. It won't be as light, it won't be as thin, and it won't be on the drier side. So if it had some residual sweetness, that dryness would have balanced it a little bit better. Me and him both prefer our beers very dry. We're not into the sweet. We don't mind some of the middle of the road, but we like them dry. And this is definitely not on the dry side. It's just got a moderate sweetness, just a subtle sweetness, and it's not something we're used to.
It's just sweet.
What's funny is I didn't notice the lime. And yes, I've mentioned 2 of the changes out of the 3. I'm trying to remember the 3rd, but we're sitting at 6.2%. It's extremely drinkable, even at 6.2. When the original Mexican lime lager we made was with corn and Pilsner instead of rice and Pilsner, and it was 5.5. And I drank the living hell out of it. Sorry, but it was good. The other item I would do, and I'm not sure if he would notice or care because he felt the lime was a lot stronger in that first one, or at least I remember you pointing that out several times in the first one I ever did.
Yeah.
But I would put the lime, I would increase it a little bit to maybe 2.3, 2.5 ounces, but I would have put that actually in the dry hop, or not dry hop, I'm sorry, in the fermenter. I wouldn't have put it in the boil. This time I added it to the boil at the very end.
Right, it's still there.
And I hadn't noticed it until you pointed it out, and then I taste it. I don't smell it as much, but I taste it. But the previous one, I could smell it and taste it very, very, I'm not saying out.
It was very apparent.
It was very noticeable, yes. And I liked it. I like lime. I think lime's great. Yeah, I'm starting to taste what I think is the rice. I would do corn next time. It's a personal preference. It's nothing to say it's bad.
Yeah,
it's
you
a
can
personal,
taste the rice a little bit.
Yeah, it's a personal preference. And I'm sorry, minute rice, if anybody saw the comments in the previous video, a lot of people use minute rice as their rice as an addition to their grain bill. And it's really, I mean, it's just a matter of preference. But my preference is starting to lean towards corn, flaked corn. I like it. I like the Pilsner. I'm wondering what it would taste like if I increased the Pilsner and decreased the corn, or vice versa. I think maybe decrease the corn because the corn stands out a little bit. If I remember right, it stood out enough that I didn't really want to notice it that much. I would prefer it to be a little more smooth, and I would probably prefer to use something like Saz hops to really give a little crisp bite at the end because that Saz has a little spice to it.
That'd be nice,
Like
yeah.
like you have in a Czech Pilsner. So, cheers. Thank you for joining us here at Bitter Reality Brewing. Don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you.
Have you go.